It's our first NXT back in Full Sail after NXT TakeOver Brooklyn 3. A lot happened. There was chaos and Reign Supreme as well as some fun. We're going to talk about all of that right now in the NXT After Show. Don't go changing.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
It's those meat boys and lady. We're back. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the NXT After Show right here on AfterBuzz TV. I'm one of your hosts, and it's Mark Donica. Find me on Twitter at... You all right?
I'm still giggling over meat lady.
Oh, meat lady?
Is that offensive? Is that an offensive term, no, meat lady?
I think meat lady works.
Hold on. Do me a solid?
Yeah.
No, because her microphone's not plugged in. Can you plug in her microphone real quick?
I should have.
No, you shouldn't have. Don't you worry.
What's happening?
Are you sure?
In engineering?
Yeah, all right. We'll be right back after these messages.
Sweet Jesus.
Just turn on... It's the first NXT at Full Sail since NXT TakeOver Brooklyn 3. There is a lot of carnage, a lot of chaos, but also a lot of fun. And we're going to talk about all of that, as well as Roderick Strong awkwardly standing in places. So stay with us. Don't go changing.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
What show is this?
NXT.
That's right. Welcome to the NXT After Show right here on AfterBuzz TV. We got a couple of meat boys. We got a meat lady.
Hello.
Meat lady.
I still think. Oh, there's my mic.
There you go. Yeah, we're back. We're back.
Yeah.
We did it. Now, instead of the entire show getting canceled, just Bill got canceled. Don't worry. He's in the renewal process. He'll be back. He's on vacation.
We shipped him off to the Arctic.
Yep.
Yeah.
This is a family show.
You get out of here.
We all did it. Welcome to the show. I'm one of your hosts, and that's Mark Donica. You can find me on Twitter at Mark Donica. We got True Hobo over here.
Yep, I'm PWI's 473rd best wrestler on the planet of the Earth.
Wow.
Yeah. I don't know. I can't even remember what I was last year, but that's 3 years ranked, so
That's pretty good.
still one of the best with no name. No name, one of the best.
What do you mean?
Eat it.
What do you mean no name? Your name is Hobo.
Yeah, no. But it's more a designation. People don't see it as a name, unless maybe you're.
I mean, you have a name.
Well,
yeah,
but I
that's
don't
not.
share it.
It's not important.
I don't share it.
No, you're the Hobo.
Yeah.
Well, you know who has a name and is important and is also meat? That's Nicole Conlan.
Yeah. Hi, meat lady Nicole Conlan here.
That's your Twitter account.
Meat
lady?
Meat lady Nicole Conlan.
Yeah.
No, it's at Nicole Conlan.
Welcome back.
Thank you so much.
It's awesome to have you back.
Hobo, have you seen in SpongeBob how Gary's name
like how we're
is
starting off.
Gary the Snail? Is
Yes.
that like is your first name just a the?
Yeah.
Okay,
no.
great.
Yeah. The snail. Yeah.
The Hobo the Snail. Great.
The hobo snail.
Okay.
I thought it was
My name is Snail.
Snail the Hobo,
Snail the hobo.
Snail
Yeah.
the Hobo.
Yeah.
as
Great,
opposed to
okay.
Hobo the Snail.
The world's slowest traveling man.
We're now 2 for 2 on Nicole appearances on this show and SpongeBob references.
That's
on this
perfect.
show.
Well, nobody
That's
got the
fine.
other one last time when we were doing Big Meaty Claws, so I'm
Yeah,
just happy
yeah.
with
That
that
was
one.
from my favorite episode of. That's neither here
No,
nor
the
there.
band episode.
What,
Yeah.
Band Geeks, the best 12 minutes of television ever.
Yeah. So welcome to the SpongeBob After Show here on AfterBuzz TV. Today we're going to be talking about the episode Band Geeks, where Squidward is trying to thwart his best, his best
mortal
rival,
enemy, yes, his
best rival, mortal
Squilliam.
enemy, Squilliam.
Squilliam's fancy son.
That's right,
That's
Fancy
his last
Sin.
nut.
That's right.
Yes.
That's his last nut. I do it all the time too. I love it. Man, I love doing this show. This was a weird one.
Yeah.
It started out with just a whole bunch of people dead.
Yeah. Nuclear fallout's a bitch. What can I say? Everybody gonna breathe heavy and die.
Okay. It looked like it was Sanity that was on the floor. Recognized Alexander Wolf. But aside from that, Regal's just like, what happened?
everybody's asleep. A bunch of poison-tipped darts.
I thought it was
Ninjas.
I thought it was the Rapture.
Go. Wait.
Ninja Rapture.
You're supposed
Wait, if
to
it don't
disappear.
your
though.
body also disappears.
Yeah,
in
I
the
know.
Rapture, doesn't
We
it?
didn't make it.
But what are they
But their
asleep
bodies
for?
were there. I don't
It's
think you're.
just nap time during the Rapture.
Okay, so the Rapture was incidental. To
Yeah. Yeah, no.
it was the Rapture and also other people.
It was subtext. It was the
Okay.
subtext of the scene.
All right. I feel it.
Thank you. Regal simply flabbergasted as we go into Drew McIntyre debuting as champ on NXT programming. He says that the belt represents his life's work and calls on everybody in the locker room, puts them on notice. All they have to do is come up, look him in the eye, and ask for a fight, which brings out Roderick Strong, who doesn't want to fight.
Yeah.
No, no, I don't care about you. I don't care about this belt. I don't. What did he say? It was really confusing.
I care about my family.
I care
There was one
about-
point that he pulled a Fast and the Furious, like, I'm doing it for my family moment.
Yeah, I'm doing it for my dad.
I really wish he talked like that.
Maybe make him a little bit, give him a little more depth.
Maybe.
I don't care
I'm
about
doing it because I'm a
you.
brand new dad. So he's like Kyle's cousin Kyle from South Park.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, all the catering, it just gave me gas. A little too deep there. Anyway, it was just weird. It was just so bizarre that the whole point was, hey, NXT champion, boom, open challenge, boom, whatever. If you want to fight me, I'll fight you. This is a completely different era. Listen, I don't want to fight you. Then what the hell are you doing out here?
You gotta fight Bobby Roode. You gotta go somewhere else, man.
Now, if he did something like, tonight is one of the most important nights of my career where I finally get my revenge on Bobby Roode, so you need to get out of this ring.
Yeah.
That's something completely different other than, hey, good job.
Yeah, you got a target. You're right. You've got a target on your back, and I'm not aiming for it.
And I'm out of arrows. Whoops. It was just so bizarre.
He's not the guy to answer this challenge. It should have been Adam Cole. I mean, he was there at the end, kicking ass. Why didn't he just come out at the beginning? Make it an Adam Cole sandwich.
I think there had to be like an air of mystery.
Must there be?
I had to do that. Yeah. That was for our people listening in stereo. Xenoar asks, so Roddy is Dom? In the Fast and the Furious situation.
Right.
Oh.
Yes.
Yeah.
I thought.
Nope.
Okay.
Not that.
No.
Yeah, never mind. Yeah, I think Roddy is dumb.
I need to rewrite a fanfic. But this was just so bizarre. Like what are they doing? Like, it's okay. So for a visual representation of how just out of place Roderick Strong seems to be right now, go watch the WWE 2K18 roster reveal that came out today. And you'll notice how that while they're announcing superstars, it's always like a mid shot, and in the top left-hand corner is the person's name. But when Roderick Strong comes out, it's like just below his knee, and his name is like across the bottom. It doesn't fit in at all with the style of any of the other thing, and it feels bad because the match that he was in tonight with Bobby Roode, and we're gonna go more in depth later in the show, was really good. It was technically sound, but it's hard to not focus in when there's all the weird like robot stuff and performance stuff that he has, and this didn't help him at all.
Not an emotional man, I wouldn't say, because I mean he's a hell of a wrestler, but you know he wrestles really with his brain and not his heart. His heart does not play a part in most of what he does, and when you speak with your heart. You can't even speak with your head, because then it becomes robotic, much like that is. He needs to get in tune with whatever he feels inside. Feel an emotion, and then make your voice echo that emotion. That's what needs to happen. He just needs to grab it, whatever it is, feel it. Feel something strong and powerful, and ride it. Ride it like a mighty steed.
You just keep going.
I can. I literally can.
Ron Corleone chat says, my favorite part was how Roderick said he saw what happened to Drew, basically saying, I saw you get jumped and I didn't help you. Similarly to what happened after the match.
Yeah, that happened twice.
So, does anybody think that might lead to Roderick Strong joining these boys?
It's different.
Cool, we'll talk about it later.
Okay.
But the last sort of big impact from this confrontation in the middle of the ring was Drew responding with, I hope you're ready to get knocked out like a man.
And Roddy looking a little upset, maybe.
I am a man.
Certainly is.
He's a man.
He's old enough to have a child.
Mr. Regal, may I have the pleasure of having your old music? Since we own the license still, I would hope. So he comes out to the Lord Stephen Regal music?
Yeah. No,
He's a man.
Yeah.
That was the reference that I made
The
before.
man's man. Yeah.
Yes.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
Lumberjack. Yeah.
Roderick the Lumberjack.
Yeah, sure.
I'd be into it. We find, well, you all right?
I was agreeing emphatically with my whole being. For those of you listening at home or at work or wherever you are.
On their commute, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah, shake yourself right now. Just shake.
Thanks for spending your time with us. Thanks for starting your day with a little bit of NXT. Ending your day with a little bit of NXT.
I drink coffee. I drink NX coffee. Not tea.
Oh my God.
I had no idea where you were
That
going.
was a lot of mouth noise.
You know what? We need to take this conversation in a new direction. Much like AfterBuzz TV's new direction. As always, we thank you very much for your support, and we actually have some exciting news about AfterBuzz. Whether you're a new listener or a longtime AfterBuzz fan, you know that we're the world's #1 destination for TV coverage and wrestling coverage. Well, starting next month, we'll be expanding our content beyond just after shows to bring you a whole slate of new content, formats, and guests. Our after shows aren't going anywhere. They're simply evolving. Most of the shows that you love only air for part of the year, unlike wrestling, but during the rest of the year, those shows have news that's constantly breaking that you want to hear about. So, as the ESPN of TV talk, we know that's our job. We know that it's our job to cover it. We'll have in-depth coverage shows for comedy, drama, animated, truly anything you can imagine. Nothing is off limits, and given our no-limit approach to TV coverage, we realized that sometimes it can be hard to find the shows you love, and we listened. We are restructuring the website, shows, and our platforms to make it easier to find what you're looking for. Our YouTube channel will be divided into 9 sections by genre. Pay attention, this is important. Dramas, comedies, reality competition, wrestling and sports, animation, sci-fi, fantasy, superheroes. That's all one. Sci-fi, fantasy, superheroes. That's all one. Red carpets, and lastly, our own featured and original content. There's a lot to be excited about, but it won't happen overnight. As we develop, we'll be experimenting to cater to your TV desires, which means your participation and feedback will be essential to deliver these custom shows. To keep up to date with everything, be sure to sign up for our monthly newsletter launching in September, and check out our show AfterBuzz Weekly with Megan Stecker. If you watch our Total Divas show, you're very familiar with Megan Stecker, who is a wonderful show. It is a wonderful show,
Yeah.
and she is a wonderful host of that show. I did that very well. Thank you, self.
Good job.
Make sure to sign up for that. The wrestling stuff we already air, every week anyway. So not too much of a change there, but it will be a lot easier to find on the website. So if you're here just for wrestling stuff, you won't get lost in Voltron. That's the first thing that came to my mind. Let's go back to the show. Peyton Royce trying to get a little bit of payback, as it were, on Ruby Riot, who defeated her compatriot a couple weeks ago.
Yep.
So
This was a pretty good match.
Yeah, I liked it a lot.
this is heavy hitting.
Yeah,
Yeah. Well, it's Ruby Riot. When it's Ruby Riot, it's always got to be heavy
she's
hitting.
so good.
She does not pull any punches. She's as rough a female competitor as any of the male competitors. I mean, she is well known for intergender wrestling. So you could say that she has been forced to sort of up her game and fight at a higher level than a lot of the ladies and strike in a way that affects people who are above her weight class. And it shows, because when she gets in there with women, she's really throwing hands and does not hold anything back. It's great to watch. I love hard-hitting action, and Ruby Riot brings it every single time she's in that ring.
But wouldn't throwing hams be considered a disqualification? That's my question.
Well, Big Show throws a ham fist every week.
I snuck it in.
Yeah.
Clever girl. I did like how Peyton, just playing it off, I did like how Peyton Royce was responding with hitting just as hard.
Yeah.
With huge elbows, huge rights. And she knows that Ruby sort of benefits from a quick, fast pace, and she was keeping her grounded. This was a great match between the two of them. But again, Billie Kay ends up being the deciding factor, and we tend to see Billie Kay interact a little bit more when Peyton's fighting than when Billie's fighting and Peyton's just a cheerleader. I think Billie's trying to position herself as the alpha icon, so to speak.
Would that create a sort of upset type situation? Is there a natural order that's being thrown into jeopardy, perhaps?
Hey, nothing lasts forever. That's all I'm saying.
Very interesting. But yeah, you're definitely right about Peyton Royce matching the strength and speed of anybody she's in the ring with. If you hit her hard, she will hit you just as hard. She has no problem bringing it. And sort of the problem becomes the fact that she's also willing to bend rules. And that was when the tide of this match turned when she snapped the neck of Ruby Riot on that top rope.
I made a noise when that happened.
Very violent.
Yeah.
And it just was. Anybody can be affected by that. You've really got to be careful. It's just the windpipe is such a fragile thing. If it's cracked or gets ruptured in any fashion, it can make it really difficult to breathe. Period. So it's always an area that is chosen as a point of impact for a lot of different moves, neck snaps. Just up to the person actually getting snapped to try and guard themselves from receiving the full brunt right on that windpipe.
Yeah, and as we've learned from the older days of NXT, air is very important when it comes to wrestling. Breathing.
That's what I've heard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a lesson from William Regal himself.
Yeah.
Nigel McGuinness also stated that a couple weeks ago. I think it's
Is it a UK thing?
I think it's a UK
Breathing?
thing. Yeah,
be.
how breathing is so important.
Yeah, Billie Kay was definitely the deciding factor in the match, or should at that point kind of the tides turned. But I don't think we can underplay what a good match Peyton
Agreed.
fought. You know,
But it was still Billie that was
Definitely.
creating these openings, especially for that huge kick when Ruby was on the top rope trying to dive down upon her, turn into that rolling Death Valley driver, which is just gross. It's all of a person's body weight spiked across your midsection.
It's that compression.
Yeah.
Just total compression. I think this was actually part of their game plan because it came about. Billie Kay, obviously the deciding factor with a hell of a kick on the outside. But Peyton Royce actually grabbing the ring skirt and pulling it into the ring, forcing the referee to look away and allowing Billie Kay to actually get that kick without a disqualification. This, I think, was their plan the entire time. Truly, it just sort of happened to be at this time, but it had to be orchestrated. It had to be something that was planned as to be executed at the end of this match. And it worked perfectly.
What did we think about the BOGO Suicida?
so bad. The buy one get one free.
I mean,
Hey,
it's
there's-
not wrong. I don't know.
Well,
I've
it's not like she
heard the term BOGO applied to anything other than a shoe sale at Payless, which is out of business now. So it's not even
They are?
current. Yeah, Payless doesn't exist anymore.
No.
Yeah.
No.
They went bankrupt. I'm pretty
No.
sure. If not bankrupt, then
Chat
like
roll.
over 2/3 of their locations have closed. That's neither here nor there. The thing is, BOGO is a term
I
applied
gotta
to
sell my Payless stock.
Payless shoes. Well, if they're going out of business, you can't sell it to anybody. That is worthless.
No.
Damn it.
I'll
I
buy
hope
it.
that wasn't your whole savings. Yeah, that was very dumb.
Depends on how well they did.
They're out of business.
Damn it.
Didn't go well.
That she may as well jumped out of the ring and have him be like, "What a December to remember savings of Alexis."
But it's not even December.
It's Black Friday in July. Cause she got two for $4. It's a doorbuster.
It was still a hell of a dive.
It was a pretty good dive.
It was a great dive. She comes in at that low angle, which creates more speed.
Yeah, well, that bust open a door.
Very, very dangerous. 2 for 1.
I'd buy that crock pot for $4.
Sure.
But, okay. How long has Billy's big boot been called the Shades of K?
Yeah, I
Probably
did
since
some-
the movie came out, I'm guessing.
Right.
Wow, that was before she was even in the company.
Really?
Oh, I assumed like the more recent. Oh no,
Oh,
the
yeah.
more recent one is called something else, right?
Well, it's 50 Shades Darker.
50 Shades Dark.
Yeah.
So this would be Shades K-er. K-er Shades.
Care.
K-er 101. That's a local joke. But
All
she
those
hits...
Angelinos listening.
Shout out to the Angelino. But a big boot on the outside while the ref is adjusting the apron, which leads to Ruby Riot essentially dying. And then we get that beautiful fisherman with the bridge for the win.
Doing just with Ruby's entire dead weight.
Yeah. Deadlift fisherman.
Yeah.
suplex.
I should suplex this woman so it doesn't look like she just rolled in dead.
Yeah.
No, honestly, you can do that. You can do that. This was for emphasis.
Yeah.
This was Ruby Riot. There's no way you're going to win.
Yeah.
You cannot beat us both. It is impossible. Here's your fisherman suplex.
Mm-hmm. We got a bunch of people in chat saying, Payless still exists.
For sure. Maybe this is just, I just moved here from Colorado. Maybe
Okay.
just the Colorado locations are going out of business.
Marie, who he knows from the NYC, there's a Payless near my house. Simone Francois, don't know where they're from.
Somebody Google it.
There's a
'cause
there's a
somebody
Payless-
go Google
there's a
it.
They
Payless
are.
up the street from my house
well,
next
maybe
to
they
a
didn't
Target.
shut down yet.
What are
They
you
gotta
predicting
get
the
rid of their
future?
inventory.
Well, no, yeah, maybe they still have to get rid of their inventory.
AfterBuzz prediction.
And now your business market, Payless, down, sell. P.W. Gregory, one of my favorite comments. As an Englishman, I have no idea what Payless is.
Well,
Wait, ask him about breathing though.
Oh, yes, is
Yes.
breathing a thing?
yeah.
Come on, PWG, and I'm a fan of your commenting. So let us know about this whole breathing thing. Anyway, after this, we've got Christy in the back asking Regal about the attacks. What are you going to do about these? Well, very, very quietly, Regal starts to discuss his plan for it. But, surprise! Kassius Ohno.
Lunch is here.
Lunch, yeah.
Perfect call from you. Perfect call. Because
I said that in confidence.
he's a lunchy guy.
Hi, I got Postmates for Regal, for a Bill Regal. He asks for a rematch against Hideo Itami with a no DQ. Now, after Tommy's match with Aleister Black, did anybody expect KO to be like, no, I still want him?
I guess it's a point of pride, really.
Yeah.
It's just something that sticks in your craw. Somebody was asking me on Twitter actually the other day. Do you feel bad that so and so beat you and you were never able to even the score? And to that I said, no, not really. But at the same time, yeah, I guess it does bother me, and it bothers me when I'm not able to rectify a loss. And it's just sort of let to sit there and fester. But Kassius Ohno can actually fix that for himself, so why not be able to? It's not like Hideo Itami's gone anywhere. Let's fix it. Let's do this right. No disqualification. Let's go.
I mean, he could still just not show up.
Yeah.
Fair. Why would he?
That's what I would do.
Yeah. I mean, no.
Y'all's dirty.
Well, no decision isn't a loss.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean it never happened.
Just means you didn't show up. That's
Yeah.
somehow worse.
How is that worse?
Because you didn't show up to the fight.
Whatever.
It labels you yellow. You're yellow.
Yeah, well, he wears it as a badge on his sleeve because Hideo Itami's been wearing yellow since the day he first arrived on the scene of the NXT.
He's yellow and black.
Yeah.
He's a bumblebee.
That's meta.
Ah, Jesus.
Dude. Oh. He's here! Hideo Itami is here! Anyway.
Yeah, for everybody at
I just
home,
made Steve
the
just...
joke was there's a lot of yellow and black in
The
this room.
microphone.
This room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
Yeah,
microphone.
it's-
Are the entire network's color scheme
Yellow,
yellow and black? Yeah, I guess a little bit of white too. But PWG finally responded. Breathing is not a thing in England.
No, it's not.
Oh,
No,
weird.
no breathing
It
here.
was the London fog. That's what stopped them from doing it.
Oh, yeah.
They
Well,
foregone
see, it's
breathing.
moisture, so if you inhale it, you drown.
Oh, that explains Florida.
Does it?
Sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
everybody's dying
It's
anyway.
brain damage from constantly drowning.
Got it.
That's what it is.
That's what it is.
Living in Florida is like getting waterboarded.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you been?
Just once.
Pretty accurate. Yeah. Shout out to all of our viewers in Florida. Simone in chat saying, I did not know that Hideo and Kassius feud was still a thing. Same.
Surprise.
I thought we passed that road.
Maybe it's I don't know. Listen. I mean, I already explained it. I don't have anything more to say.
Yeah, choke us more, Florida. After this, we've got heavy machinery in action versus people that were killed too quickly for me to write down their names.
Two guys I actually know from my time in Florida. They're an actual tag team out there at American Combat Wrestling, ACW, and other places around the southwest east Florida area.
The
quite a
old
tag team.
Southwest East.
Yeah, southwest east. Yeah, it's a place.
A little bit further up than that. So that is the north southwest east.
Yeah. I mean, not that far. Maybe Daytona area.
Sub north southwest east.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Not bad.
It's in the Gulf of Mexico.
We're just in the
In
water.
the ocean.
It's actually New Orleans. But these guys were a lot bigger than some of the opponents that Heavy Machinery has taken on.
And Heavy Machinery still made them look tiny.
Yeah.
Yes.
The larger man of that pair is he's got to be about my size, maybe just a hair bigger. But they just were eclipsed completely by Heavy Machinery and Dozovic in particular. Like those two were almost looking eye to eye, and he just had another two men in
same
size.
height, twice the width.
Oh, and he at that moment where he just bounced off him like he was a beach ball.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Going back to our favorite Brit, P.W. Gregory. Otis Dozovic is both the sublime and the ridiculous wrapped up in one meaty package. Like a sausage wrapped in bacon. One of the most charismatic pigs in a blanket of all time. Yes, rewrap our pigs in blankets here.
We do too. Yeah. Yeah, we call them danger dogs.
Do we?
Yeah.
That's the first... You call them danger dogs.
Heard other people call
Personally.
them danger dogs.
The voices in your head?
Sure. What?
Stop, I'm doing a show. I mean, this was just fun, and we worried for the other team's lives.
As usual,
As-
the finish being more disgusting than usual.
Yeah, because they did a double compactor.
Oh my god.
How many total pounds do you think was on the guy on the bottom? Because he has his own tag team partner,
Yeah.
who's
I was-
however much you weigh.
That's
Buck
like close
80,
to...
Buck 80, 240, and then all of Heavy Machinery.
Heavy Machine is
so-
about 750?
Yeah, well, something like, gotta be, about, no, not 750, but
Just
at least
7?
Close to 7.
Yeah.
Maybe
Some-
6.5.
like-
Maybe 6.5.
So 900
800
pounds.
Hey, they're called Heavy Machinery. They've got caution tape all over their gear.
Yeah.
I'm actually a little surprised the ring held up. Because to have all that weight in one place, you can break a board. Like,
Yeah.
that's not that hard.
I think ever since Heavy Machinery started, and especially when they went up against the Authors of Pain, they've just fully reinforced that ring.
Yeah.
They
You gotta be
you gotta.
careful. Yeah. It's just like old school wrestling. Those guys are just huge.
They're
I
just
wonder what
big
it's like
men.
to just be able to eat anything forever.
I mean, you could try it. You won't be able to do it for
yeah.
very long.
Yeah.
You could try it.
I only weigh 300 pounds less than they do.
Give it a shot. I mean,
You can
why
be
the
a
hell
power
not?
lifter. You just gotta
Yeah.
eat more and lift heavier, and you too can be a power lifter.
Yeah.
Yeah. I did a lot of training with a power lifter, actually. Scott Mendelson, when I first started wrestling.
Yeah, dude. Scott was no joke.
Something else. Built like a refrigerator, a double-decker refrigerator. That guy was freaking enormous.
A double-decker refrigerator.
Yeah, so it's like you add 2 refrigerators side by side, and then you put a fridge on top of that fridge.
That's 3 though.
Yeah, so
How's
that would be more of
double?
a-
Well, it's a double
pyramid
decker because you got
refrigerator.
a fridge and a freezer and then a fridge and a freezer. Yeah, no, not wrong.
So it's
Yeah.
Do you turn the bottom fridge sideways?
No, you turn the top fridge sideways.
So it's like a T shape?
So it's like Bam Bam Bigelow's old logo.
that doesn't help. Is
What?
it like Stonehenge?
No,
Okay. It's not like Stonehenge.
no,
All right.
because they're American.
Got it.
We don't have Stonehenge in
We just
America.
have big fridges.
That's what I mean, yeah.
That's our
The
Stonehenge.
biggest, and they open up. They got computer. You can tweet from your fridge. It keeps your grape soda cool. If y'all don't follow Tucker Knight and Otis Dozovich on Twitter, y'all really should, because they're adorable. They're so
Really?
cute. Yeah, Tucker tweeted one. The machines keep rolling. Hashtag heavy machinery. To which Otis quote tweeted that, and we'll doze right through 'em. Assa! Hashtag Tucky.
Yeah, yes, he always does that.
Yeah. It's like,
Tucky.
it just got cuter. Oh man, I love these guys.
They are sort of the Tonka trucks of
Yeah.
NXT.
No, they're oversized and adorable. Totally follow that logic.
Okay. But I mean, much like real construction equipment, I don't trust them around children because if they just fall, even if they fall in the general vicinity,
Yeah.
there's probably some
It's
trouble.
like how you can't let toddlers too close to IKEA dressers.
Right.
You
right.
also have to anchor heavy
Wow.
machinery to the wall. You got to be strapped in.
There's just a line in Doze just. All of those pounds on one man.
I mean, I'm just sort of expecting one day they do that finish to somebody and just blood spurts out from under. It just explodes
Have
like
you
a
ever
melon.
stepped on a grape?
Yeah, yeah.
It's like that.
And then just a shrill Donald Sutherland like, ah! Or just cut to that footage of Donald Sutherland.
Yes.
Because why not? That's probably cheap these days. Man, I want.
Yeah, stuck for Donald Sutherland. Way down. Get it while the getting's good.
Yeah.
Stock footage of Donald Sutherland and Payless shoes.
No, it's all in one place. It's at Payless, where you can also get Donald Sutherland stock footage.
Is he is he
That's my
helping-
favorite store in the mall.
Is he helping people try on shoes now? Just Donald Sutherland.
It's just you try on shoes and then it just cuts to that footage of him screaming.
Or no, it's like, hey, what aisle could I find the loafers? And he's like,
Yeah.
shout out to our iTunes listeners.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then, the Tatanka trucks of NXT.
There. No.
Nope. All
Not
right.
gonna. We can't. No. Nope.
After this, we've got we see footage of Lars Sullivan beating the crap out of No Way Jose. To which we return to William Regal with Lars in his office, and Lars looking at the monitor, which seems to be right off camera, which seems to acknowledge that there is that fourth wall, but nobody acknowledges the camera. They did a very weird production thing. Yeah. Now, if it's a thing where like he was holding an iPhone and they like fade to like a wind out of watching the footage from it, I don't know, or a monitor on the desk, something. It was weird.
Or even just watching it on the phone and then they cut back in and then he's like, so.
Yeah.
That could work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Essentially, different
Yeah.
strokes, different words, same thing. We're speaking different languages. Either way, hey, you beat up three of your tag team partners, so we're gonna get you a 3-on-1 handicap match next week. Mm-hmm. Lars was like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's
Also,
doesn't-
he turned and walked away, and one side of his mouth was frowning, and the other side of his mouth was smiling, and it was
like Harrison Ford.
a little bit.
Yeah. No, if you take a picture of Harrison Ford and like
Oh,
cut it in
yeah,
half,
yeah.
one side of it's happy, the other side of it's real angry.
Yeah.
He conveys all of the emotions at the same time.
I guess
I don't know
that's-
if this was all of the emotions. I think it was just.
There was death in there.
Yeah.
There was fear, a lot of fear, mostly on our part. I'm scared of him.
Oh sure, I've that man walked up to me a little bit too close, he ran the other way.
Yeah.
He's a specimen.
Of what?
That's a fair question. Very fair question. The Leviathan is the nickname, not the surname. Not the surname.
No.
Mr. Leviathan.
Lars Leviathan.
Hey, my
That's just
dad.
a great name.
My dad was Mr. Leviathan. Call me
You
Lars.
guys laugh, but somebody I went to high school with just had a baby, and he named his son Leonidas.
Well, that's metal as hell.
I don't.
I mean, do they have Roman
No,
heritage?
nothing,
All right, well.
nothing. They named him after Gerard Butler.
Oh, so they're Scottish.
Probably not that either.
Next week, it was announced that we're going to get a rematch from Andrade Cien Almas and Cesar Bononi. And it was confirmed that Atami and Ohno are going to be fighting in a no disqualification match next week. Our main event, Roderick Strong versus Bobby Roode. Bobby Roode's, I think, last televised appearance on NXT.
I think so.
As an active competitor.
Yeah. I think he did the live tour, but past
It's like
that,
4
he's
days.
just- yeah.
Yeah.
This was a really good match.
Yeah.
Interrupted by Roderick Strong doing the kiss thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just a reminder, that's still a thing.
Yep.
He should have just kissed him right on the mouth.
Yeah.
He was close enough.
Well, especially-
Don't do this. Just lean in, grab the back of his neck, and just plant one on him. Yeah.
Plant one off. A little bit. Family show. But
Do you think there is a family that watches this show all together?
oh sure.
Children gather around.
Kids, it's time for NXT.
I think they live
Sure
in a,
thing, Graham.
they live in a bunker.
Sorry, a little lost to the chat. PW Gregory, Lars Sullivan standing in the middle of William Regal's office in his underwear, watching himself beating up a dancing man. An image I will take to my grave.
You know, when you put it like that, wrestling's pretty weird.
And Ron Corleone, Lars will face Steve Cutler, Deonna Purrazzo, and Jamoke, number 3 next week.
Poor Deonna Purrazzo.
I mean,
The
right-
gypsy curse lives on.
Yeah. Surprised. First, I was surprised that she wasn't in the Mae Young Classic. Then I remember she died.
That's right. Yeah.
So this was a wonderful match, and this is where I think Roderick Strong having some sort of a mouthpiece, or just letting his actions do the talking for him, would be the most beneficial. But he stopped his forward momentum of the match to step back, stand up straight, and give the blow kiss thing, and then was like, all right, now that that's out of the way, I can get back to the match.
I'm gonna hit my finisher again.
Yeah, it's like playing a video game where you have to hit your finisher so that it's like, boom, you're in finisher mode now. It's stupid.
If anything,
It's irresponsible as a fighter, and especially somebody like him who just wanted to put Bobby Roode away. It was stupid.
He should have done it after he had pinned him.
And his whole thing at the top of the show was, I don't care. I only care about my family. I only care about like getting the job done. And then it's like, well, then you shouldn't have weird flourishes literally during your match.
Yeah. And it was it's hard. I mean, Bobby Roode definitely got to him. He got to Roderick Strong. He says things in that ring in the moment that do nothing but antagonize Roderick Strong, and it gave Roderick Strong the boost he needed to sort of turn the tide in very quick order and get the victory. But at the same time, it's up to Roderick Strong to convey how everything makes him feel in that ring. Bobby Roode stands over him and says whatever he says and slaps him in the face, and then Roderick Strong just goes into it.
Like you're an embarrassment to your family.
Right,
something
and
like
then
that.
he starts just rolling on him. You should have had that moment. Hold on to that moment, man. Just eat up the scenery and just feel the audience, feel the tension, and then roll on it. Just feel the emotion. Don't let it go so quick.
Yeah.
Feel it.
Feel it.
What did you just see in the comments that made you?
Nothing from the comments, but a shout out to our engineer, Steve, who changed the Hobo's lower thirds to Snail the Hobo.
Thank you.
Thanks, Steve. But Roderick Strong gets the win. Everybody was so surprised. But after this, He takes his moment. He goes, oh my God, I can't believe that just happened. And so Drew McIntyre comes out, seemingly to confront him, holds
To
his
not
title.
fight him.
No, not to fight him
Not to
either.
fight him.
And Fish, O'Reilly, and Cole beat the crap out of Drew and then start fighting off security and start running away. I mean, Roderick Strong could probably have gotten up there too and helped, but
He was tired.
he was
Just fought a whole match.
He
was
was
so
really
tuckered.
red and sweaty.
Yes.
yeah.
I wouldn't have wanted to save Drew McIntyre either, because he's like a foot taller than me.
Yeah.
Like you deal with your stuff. I'm
You're a
gonna
big man.
help you.
You can do that. I ain't getting on your shoulders to fight two other men on each other's shoulders.
Chicken fight.
Yep. Oh, chicken fight for the NXT Championship.
I would love that.
Too bad summer's over because that would have been perfect.
Yeah.
Actually, I think Adam Cole on top of Kyle O'Reilly on top of Bobby Fish are the same height as Drew McIntyre and Roderick Strong.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, a
that's-
3-on-2 handicap chicken fight.
Although
How does
they-
that compare to a double-decker fridge?
It's a T-shaped.
It's
Does it remind you of
It is narrower.
Stonehenge? They run away, shouting stuff like "We'll be back." This is our era. This is our NXT. Everybody's on notice.
It's Fridge Henge.
Oh, it is Fridge Henge.
Oh, I
at that.
forgot that was a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, Fridge Henge. It's like Fridge Henge. Yeah, to answer your question.
To answer your question.
All right. Well, there we go.
It's a good callback.
Now that we've gotten that settled, that's the show. Man, make sure you watch the Mae Young Classic After Show, which is starting in just a few minutes. We have an amazing panel, and it's an amazing tournament. So make sure to tune in, comment, and support those ladies because it's going to be a wonderful show. Everybody, put yourselves over. Thank you again for coming, Nicole.
Thank you for having me.
It's been a pleasure.
Mark texted me yesterday at like midnight.
Yeah, I did.
Like, hey, can you do this?
I did.
And I don't do anything, so I'm free. See me on social media at Nicole Conlan on Twitter and on Instagram at the Nicole Conlan. Yeah, you'll get updates there.
Yeah,
and
sorry.
Bad jokes.
We found out earlier this week that we were going to have Stone Cold in studio for the Xbox show this week, and then a whole bunch of other stuff changed in the show, so I went, I need to take care of that stuff. And then I was watching and went, I haven't texted Nicole yet.
That's fine.
I'm a bad person.
Yeah.
But we're happy you're here.
I'm happy
In
to.
spite
I'm
of
happy
that.
to be out of my apartment. It's fine.
It's hot. There's air conditioning here.
Yeah.
Yeah, and water. Please, just take everything.
Oh, and is that free?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Oh, I mean, no, you have to pay me $5? Nah, it's free. I know.
Oh, I know.
I ruined it. Hobo.
At True Hobo on the Twitter, added a couple of new matches to the Soapbox Card TV YouTube page. Pretty good matches. Kind of happy with how they came out.
Tristan Archer, too, right?
Yeah, Tristan Archer
Yeah.
and Peter Avalon and Fidel Bravo in a triple threat, so that should be fun. And NXT.Spreadshirt.com is where you can get the shirts, my shirts, our shirts, the shirts that matter most.
That's beautiful, man.
Yeah,
I appreciate
it's
it.
true.
It's
Said right from the heart.
It's damn true.
Right from the heart.
Right from the heart. And you can find me on Twitter at Mark Donica. Make sure to watch all of our wrestling content here. Monday Night Raw, Tuesday Night SmackDown. We got NXT here. X-Pac 1-360. Last week we had Kenny Omega. That was awesome. This week we had Stone Cold Steve Austin. That was also awesome. So make sure to tune into those, as well as Lucha Underground on Thursdays. Oh boy, man, do we have a lot of good stuff, and there's a new direction coming. Thank you for watching this episode of the NXT After Show on AfterBuzz TV. We'll see you next week, everybody.
Bye-bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Free challenge.
Henge.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.